Hey everybody, and thanks for stopping by to take a look at this video. A little disclaimer, first of all, this is a Dax Smith video. All of my opinions in this are my own personal opinions and are nothing to do with OM Systems, so the advice I'm about to give you comes from me and not OM. Now, I've noticed that some of you have had some issues with the most recent update of firmware on your OM1s or OM5s, and I just thought I'd make a small video to show you how to do it via the mobile app, which is the easiest, simplest and safest way to do it. I know there have been some controversial topics around Apple products, but I'm going to do it for you on this video on an iPhone, which is completely up to date with the latest software, and also the OM image share app is completely up to date as well. Now, it's really key if you're going to do this to make sure that the app is up to date within your phone, and that's for both iOS and Android. So go to the Play Store on Android, find OM image share and download it. If you've already got it, go there anyway and hit update if there is an update. And of course, if you're on Apple, you can go across to the App Store, search OM image share app. And if you've not got it, click get. And if you have, it should say update if there's an update waiting for you. Of course, some of you have auto updates switched on, so it might already be on the latest one anyway. Now, this update should realistically only take about 10 minutes on your app. So I'm going to put a little timer. I might speed the video up in parts, but there'll be a live timer there so you can see how long it is taking in real life. And if we come across any issues along the way, I'll try and work through them and tell you what I've done to do so. But I have done this on 3 cameras already today, so it should be absolutely fine. Right, let's head on over and take an overhead look at my camera, the phone that I'm going to use to update, and then you'll see another phone pop in to count as a timer whilst it's doing the whole process. Okay, so I've got my OM1 Mark 1 here. This is actually on version 1.2. I've brought it right back so that we can do a fairly healthy update. They will all update at the same time. You don't need to do separate ones. So that's my OM1. And then I've got my iPhone just here. And with my iPhone, I have got the latest version of the OI Share app just there. So remember to check that you've got the latest version by going to the App Store and clicking on Update for your iPhone, or if you've got automatic updates on, it should be fine. Anyway, so the first thing we need to do is start the Wi-Fi on the camera, and at any stage any of these could just go into standby, so we'll wake them up when they do. But we're going to put the camera into Wi-Fi first of all. Now, if you've got the Super Control panel not on the back screen in live view, then you won't see the Wi-Fi icon. If you do, by pressing the live view button just up here, this one, then you'll see this little icon here, which is the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi icon. You can just tap that and it'll allow you to choose device connection to talk to the app. If you don't have that, you might have your touchscreen settings off, or you might not want to come away from this screen, so you can just go into the menu and go to the wrench menu, page 4 and Wi-Fi connection, press OK, and then choose device connection again. Once you've done that, the camera will start the Wi-Fi. It will present you with a white screen that will either have a QR code on it or not. So at this point, you can see that it doesn't actually have a QR code on it. To bring that up, you need to press the info button. Oops, a daisy. And then that brings you with a QR code up here. Screens are a little bit uneven on the brightness here, just so that you can really get an idea of what's going to be happening on the phone more than the camera itself. So don't worry too much about this, but we've got our QR code up here. If you want to start a new registration, then you will touch the tab at the bottom of the app and then hit Easy Setup. And then it asks you to scan the QR code with your phone. It's very important. Any instructions given to you by the app, you do read them all. Don't speed read them or skip them. So just make sure you know what you're saying okay to. So we're going to tap scan, and then you're going to use the phone to scan that QR code in just there, and then all the details that the phone needs to connect will pop up. So I'm just going to separate these two a little bit. If you're too close, it can get a bit, the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth aren't very happy if you're too close. So looking at the screen now, we've got the details up there. We're going to hit Start Setup, and the phone is going to talk to the camera. The camera is going to talk to the phone. Hopefully they'll set up nice and easy, and both of them will tell me when they're happy. The camera will tell me when it's happy because the Wi-Fi icon on the back here will turn green, maybe even the Bluetooth icon if that's active at the time. And then the app is going to tell me it's happy as well. It's asking me if I can join the Wi-Fi network OM1 plus a series of numbers, which is my serial number. And yes, I want to join that. We'll click join and then give them a few seconds. When this whole process is underway, I'm going to bring in the other phone and I'm going to set up a timer here so you can see a live timer, because I'll speed up some of these processes for you. But I want you to know exactly how long it takes with a live timer that we'll see it just here. Okay, so the setup's complete with the app, so I'm going to click close on that icon there. Sometimes a message will pop up to say that the phone has detected the camera, and we can just read that and say, yes, that's great, that's exactly what we want, and we can close that just there. Icons at the bottom will line up to tell you what's active, so Wi-Fi, camera, and Bluetooth, they will be on and off as different things are happening. And the back of the camera at this stage will always say connected to a device. You can't quite see it on the video, but it does say on the back connected to a device. You don't need to do anything. You are already connected to this device here. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're going to start the process for firmware updates. I'm just going to move things around a little bit here, and I'm going to bring in a phone that has a timer on it. You might see me tapping this to wake it up every now and again throughout this process. But I'm going to start the timer now, and we can see exactly how long it takes to update everything completely. So here we go, started. Over on the app, we're going to tap on the gear icon in the top corner just there, which is a bit tricky sometimes on the smaller iPhones. And then once we're in the settings, we're going to choose camera management. And then in camera management, we're going to choose update firmware. And this tells me that I've got an OM1 that is on version 1.2. As I said, it's quite an old version, this particular body. And the lens on there is version 1.1, which we're not too worried about at the moment. And of course, my option for check update is the bottom. Now you'll have seen the screen just go off there. That's just gone into standby mode. I can wake it up by doing a little halfway press on the shutter if I want to know that it's still connected, but you don't have to do that. So let's click check for update. And then the app is going to have a quick look online and tell me that there is a version 1.6 available and give me the blue option to update, which I'm going to tap just there. Very carefully read the license agreement and say agree. And of course, follow the steps. Remember to read this. It tells you to tap download, connect to the camera via Wi-Fi, which we already are. It's going to transfer the firmware to the camera and execute the update. And after the update is complete, we're going to turn the camera off and back on again. All of this will be prompted to us by the app, so we just need to read what the app tells us as we go. So let's hit download. It tells us how much it's got to download, and we're going to say, yes, please download that for me now. Okay, and now with that in mind, we're probably going to speed this part of the video up. So I will come back in here and talk to you once more. Let's wake that back up again when we need to look at what else is happening. Okay, talk to you in a few moments. Now, it's really important at this stage that we look at what both the app is doing and what the camera is doing, okay? So the camera is telling us to do not touch anything and do not switch me off while this is displayed. And the app is now displaying a prompt for us to read whilst we wait for the camera to complete. The prompt is simply saying that during the firmware update, the display shown in the illustration appears on the LCD monitor, and updating the firmware takes about 2 minutes. When the update is complete, the camera is going to show OK. Now check that OK is displayed, and then, and only then, select the checkbox and tap next. So we're not going to do this until OK is displayed on the back of the camera. So let's let it do its thing. Right, there we go. So the camera is very clearly displaying the OK message just here. So now I can tick that checkbox on the app and press next. So now I've got another prompt. The app is telling me to turn the camera off and then restart it so that the new firmware can be applied. Okay, once I've done that, then I can come back and check this box and select next. So let's turn the camera off and then back on again. Let's press OK for select language, press OK on English because that's my language, and then we will just real quickly set up the time and the date, because you will need to do this on this particular firmware update, so you'll need to reset that. And let's just put in all the correct stuff so that we've done it. And here we go. It is almost lunchtime for me, so let's bring this up to there. And then we will find London as my time zone and press OK. So now I need to go back to the app and say, yes, the camera has been turned off and on again. Tick the checkbox and click next. Now the camera is saying, look, we want to load the camera settings back on, all right? So you need to start the Wi-Fi again on the camera. So let's start the Wi-Fi. I'm going to do this by going to the live view, tapping on the Wi-Fi icon, pressing OK on device connection, and as soon as that white screen pops up, I can then tap that device connection has started, tick that checkbox, and hit load. So then the phone is going to find the camera and reload all the settings that I had on there previously. Now, as you saw there was a slight problem with the first attempt at joining the Wi-Fi. That really could have been down to anything. I have a lot of Wi-Fi networks floating around in my house, and sometimes the phone wants to connect to one of those. So I gave it another opportunity to just join again. And it's quite normal for it to sometimes perhaps not pick up on the first one. But now it's picked up and it's connected. You can see that by the green Wi-Fi icon on the back of the camera, and the app is loading those camera settings over for me now. It's telling me that it's complete. It's all done, so I can click done just here. The app will just go back to the settings mode. I can clear that and go back to the normal app menu. And if I go into my menu just here and find in the wrench tab down here in page 6, we can see there that the firmware version is now up to speed at 1.6, a little over 10 minutes altogether to do that for us. Okay, so I hope that's made things a little bit clearer on how to actually do that update via the app. It's extremely similar if you're going to do it on an Android phone. But like I said, I am aware that there are some issues with some of the Pixels. But I see some people with Pixels that don't have the issue and some that do, so it's quite a strange one. Ultimately, if you're having any real problems, you should definitely submit tickets to OM System through the My OM System webpage. That's really important to get hold of them in the first instance and go through their customer support as well. Remember, this is a DAX video, so all this is my opinion, but I hope it's helped a little bit. It's not a video that's intended to create any chaos in the comments, so please be nice in the comments. If it's helped you, brilliant. If it hasn't, then please do submit tickets directly to OM System and they'll be able to help you out really, really quickly. But for now, yeah, take it easy and good luck with your firmware updates.